better go ahead and talk about this because a lot of people are talking about The Last of Us Part 2. And considering that the drama that's been happening, a lot of people feel, even in the game journalism industry, felt that to blame the community as a whole for not liking a game because of the game being bad and saying that it's white people that don't like it or they hate diversity in it. But when it comes down to it, do you think the person who basically cut this game is white or something like that? But I don't know. You tell me, considering he has white skin, but he's from Korea, for Christ's sake. This is kind of disturbing enough that a lot of people are talking about this game. And luckily I didn't play this game because I know that people were emotionally invested into the series because they really liked the first one, even though it wasn't perfect, but they loved the storyline of it with its Academy Award winning storyline. And keep this in mind, I have no ill will towards Neil Druckmann or the people at Naughty Dog. I know they created some great games and some great franchises, and it's a shame that they are trying their best to put out what they want to put out. But as far as I know, Sony had went so far as to, demonetize the showing of leaks of the game because they didn't like, and a lot of people criticized this and felt it was just really bad because the leaks were kind of pointing out that this game was so horribly, like the story, like it kind of leaked out spoilers of the game, and they felt that this game was so bad. Even the part where they showed Ellie, the new character in the game, getting some action, and a lot of people were laughing at that one. And it was just so creepy seeing like a 3D version of Neil Druckmann in the movie humping the character, and a lot of people were laughing at that one too. I'm not gonna try to be mean or anything like that, but they kind of went out of their way to go off on people, and the fact that Sony had to, and I had to agree with this, Sony was kind of hypocritical. They went went after anime for one reason, because it featured young looking characters and they felt that those characters should be censored, and they put out this game and they didn't censor it because it was two consenting adults having anal sex. And that was the issue that people had with this game, because they censored anime games in order to make this game better and try to sell it to the public. And already, in Asia, people are making fun of it, laughing at this, and possibly getting upset with this. As you can see right here, in Asia, people are cutting the disc because they just didn't like the ending of the game, or didn't like the storyline because it turned into a really bad story. Let's put it this way. Not everything can turn out good, or not everything can turn out all right. And I know that the reviewers, some liked it, some didn't. I understood that. But my opinion probably doesn't matter either, because it just doesn't really have any effect to even try to explain this, because a lot of times people will have opinions, and a lot of those opinions can be right, a lot of those opinions can be wrong, and sometimes you can't always go off on another person's opinion and accuse them of being racist or anything like that. I'm sorry, that doesn't work that way. When someone points out something that they don't like for example, they don't like how the story went and how it just turned them off and turned them away from the game, they're pointing out that issue. But when you try to correlate that issue with something else that has nothing to do with it, it just makes it complicated enough for a conversation to have, because you're basically correlating that, oh, you don't like it, you must be racist, misogynist, blah, blah, blah. That has nothing to do with that. The fact that the person pointed out that they didn't like the story, they didn't like the character, they didn't like the plot line to it, that's fine by them. It's okay not to like the game. It's okay to like the game. But at the same time, don't go off on people saying, oh, it's SJW shit. The only thing I can point out to you guys is that you have every right to your opinions. All of you have a right to your opinions. But when it comes down to it, don't go overboard and expect everyone to like your opinion. Hell, people don't like my opinion because it's all centrist bullshit. That's fine. You could say that. You could say that on the comments down below and tell me I'm wrong. But as far as I know, I'm respecting your opinion versus my opinion versus their opinion. And you don't have to like my opinion. But of course, you have the right. I have the right. They also have the right to their opinion. But as far as I know, who cares? If you're going to squabble on the internet over a video game, possibly that people don't like, or people do like, or people don't even want to play, that's up to them. I can't really convince you of that. But as far as I know, seeing a person not liking the ending of the game, who was very disappointed by cutting it up, he has the right to do so. That's his money, that's his business. But as far as I know, a person has a right to their opinion. But as far as I know, a person trying to point out something about something doesn't matter to them. I don't really care for their opinion. Why should you care about someone's opinion on The Last of Us Part 2, talking about the gaming community being, oh my god, they're so toxic, they're so bad? That the point is, everyone has a right to their own freaking opinion and their own perspective, but the problem is sometimes you could be right or you could be wrong, and people will debate you on this, and they will say some things that you may not like. But as far as I know, it doesn't always have to be that way. People can compromise on the issue and try to move on. Because like I said before, not going to find everything entertaining in life, so move on. A lot of people should move on from this, just like this guy should move on from it. For all the stuff that happened in the past, you should just move on and live the future, live your life in 2020, even though it's a dark, apocalyptic future. But there is still a bright future ahead of everyone else. There's still a bright future for something to change. There's something possibly going to happen that would change it all, but I don't know. You tell me, considering that there's a lot of conflict online and nothing can be fixed unless someone is willing to talk and willing to compromise, willing to do something about it. But of course, no one cares, no one listens, and no one wants to. Anyways, guys, leave your thoughts down below and tell me what you guys think of this, because I have to go. Bye-bye.